Hello, yogis. Welcome to your class. Today's class is a power yoga class, focusing mainly on the core. So working those deep belly muscles the whole time today. You'll need 2 blocks in your yoga mat and some water. Take sips of water throughout practice today whenever you need them. And let's get started on our backs in Supta Baddha Konasana, supine bound angle. So on your back, allow the knees to just fall apart. The arms can be down by your side. You can goal post them. If it feels okay to your shoulders, you can have them a little bit more up and overhead. And just allow yourself a few breaths here before we start to move. Just to ground. Allow the eyes to close. Bring your awareness to the body. And feel any and all areas that may be a little tight or tense in the body. Don't worry about doing anything about it now. You're just aware of the body and anywhere you might be feeling a little tight today. And bring your awareness to the breath. Focus on the inhales and the exhales without changing them. And you can start to deepen the breaths. Make the inhale longer, and the exhale even slower and longer than the inhale. And as you begin to breathe deeper, bring your arms down by your side and help those knees together, placing the feet on the earth. And draw the knees into the chest. Give your back a nice stretch here. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, allow the eyes to open and keep the right knee hugged in. Send the left leg long, left heel on the earth. Just a couple breaths here. And then inhale, lift your head up as you exhale. Forehead to right knee. Inhale, back down. Exhale, one more inhale here. Exhale, forehead to knee. Inhale, back. Exhale, knee to forehead. Inhale, back. And then stay down here. Twist, inhale. Left hand to right thigh, right arm out like a wing, and give yourself just a little stretch. Keep both shoulders on the earth. And draw your knee back down. Hug both knees into the chest. And then send the right leg long, right heel in the earth. Left knee. Just take a breath or two here, tucking your chin toward your chest to get a little bit of space in the back of the neck. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, forehead to left knee. Inhale, back down. Exhale, back up. Inhale, down. Exhale, back up. Just starting to wake up the abdominals. And then keep the head down, turn it into a twist. Inhale, and then exhale, right hand to left thigh. And then just draw that left knee over to the right. Just give yourself a breath or two here. And then come back to center, hug the knees into the chest. This time, keep the right knee in, send the left leg long, hover the left heel off the earth. And I have a little floint in my toes. That means my feet are pointed, but my toes are relaxed back. So I'm not pointing the toes, okay? So inhale, and as you exhale, come up and hold, drawing the navel to the spine, shoulder blades back against the back ribs. And you're holding and you're breathing. Maybe one hand goes behind the head to support the head. And then inhale, as you exhale, come down, knees in, Other side. So the right leg goes long, right heel hovers off the earth. I have that float in my toes. Inhale, and as you exhale, bring the knee up, bring the arms forward, palms face each other. Maybe one hand, and you can switch the hands, goes behind the head, and you're holding. Try not to let the belly poof out. Draw the navel down towards the spine. And you're breathing this whole time too. All right, and then draw the knees down. Take a breath or two here. And now we're going to flow here. So mindful movements. Let the movement come from your belly, not your low back, in your whole practice today. All right, so ready? Here we go. So inhale. As you exhale, right leg long. Inhale, one breath per posture. And then exhale, left leg long, left heel hovers. Inhale down. And then right leg long, right heel hovers. And keep moving and breathing. You can add that Ujjayi breath in now. A little stronger Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out the nose as you just tighten the throat a little bit, making that ocean sounding breath. You can always have a hand behind the head anytime we're doing an exercise like this. All right, that's it for that. Draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. If it feels good, rock that head side to side a couple times. Bring those legs up overhead. Okay, same thing. My feet aren't really in a point. They're kind of facing that way, but my toes are relaxed. And then inhale, and as you exhale, bring the hands behind the head, stare at the navel. Now you're not pulling on the head, you're just letting the head rest there. And now, keeping the ankles above the hips, so you don't have the knees in, keeping the ankles above the hips, lift those hips an inch, lift, use those deep belly muscles. Draw that navel back towards the spine. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the head down, draw the knees in. So it's not a big lift. It's like 1 inch with those hips coming off the earth. Do that 2 more times. Extend those legs long, ankles are over the hips. Inhale, as you exhale, look up at the navel. Draw the shoulders off the earth, the shoulder blades off the earth, and lift those hips for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, knees into the chest. We've got 1 more. Okay, extend the legs long. Inhale, as you exhale, gaze at that navel. Lift the shoulder blades off the floor. Lift the hips that inch. Try to keep the ankles over the hips for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, hug it in. So hopefully those abs are a little bit awake now. So rock side to side a couple times. All right, and then start to roll like a ball. Use your core to kind of give yourself a little pause here. A few rolls back and forth. And then all the way up to an all-fours position. Okay. Knees under hips. And wrists under shoulders. Give yourself a little wrist stretch with that left palm. Just turn it back because we're going to need those wrists to feel really good today. And then turn the right palm back, maybe a little lean back. All right, and then turn back forward. And then start some cycles of cat and cow here. So inhale, cow pose, shoulder blades against back ribs. Drop the belly, gaze slightly up, tailbone up. Exhale, cat pose, tuck the chin, dome the spine, press the earth away. Inhale to cow and start to move and breathe here. So we really want the spine to be nice and open and balanced for our practice. All right, just a few more cycles. And then come to center. Inhale, and then as you exhale, side body stretch. So exhale, looking over your right shoulder at your right heel. Inhale, center, exhale, and just keep cycling through this a few times, this side body stretch. All the time, pay attention to your hand placement now, especially for the rest of your practice, because we want the hand position to be that you press into the base of the index finger and the thumb nice and strong whenever you're on your hands, to lift the palms and protect the wrists, spreading the forefingers wide. All right. And in plank pose, so walk the hands, bring the shoulders over the tips of the fingers and then step back into your plank pose. Draw the belly in, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the thighs. All right, that belly's in as the shoulder blades slide back and down. Bring your right knee into a cheetah without lifting your hips. So draw that right knee up, that right thigh towards the chest. And then step it back. And then the left. Hold, maybe draw it up a little more without lifting those hips. And then step it back. And then right. Left. And then start to flow. Exhale as you draw the knee in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw the left in. Inhale, lengthen. Inhale, and then exhale, draw it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left knee in. Inhale, lengthen. Press back to a quick downward dog. You can pedal your feet in your downward dog. So basically, that's what we were just doing on our back, except now you are on your belly doing it. So let's just do another one of each. So plank pose, straighten it up, draw that belly in. Inhale, as you exhale, draw the right knee in. Bring it in, hold for 3, 2, 1, and then step that right foot all the way forward into a lunge or runner's lunge. Okay, so just feel the front left hip, get a little stretch here. And then lower the left knee to the earth, uncurl the toes. All right, and then inhale the arms up as you descend the tailbone down. And breathe. Take a peek at that right big toe. Make sure you can see it. If you can't, just move that right knee over a little bit and then gaze up towards the horizon. Just a few breaths here. All right, plant the palms. Bring the palms down. Curl the toes under. Step back to your plank pose. Take a breath in, out, in, and left knee as you exhale comes into the chest. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Step it to your runner's lunge. All right, plant fingertips. Feel the hip opening now in the front of the right hip. Take a big inhale. Slide those shoulder blades down against the back ribs as you lower the right knee. Uncurl the right toes. And inhale the arms up as the tailbone once again descends down. Gazing down quickly at that left big toe. If you can't see it, just move the left knee over to the left a little bit. Take a big inhale, plant the palms, curl the right toes under, step back to a plank pose. Take one big inhale here, and then exhale, wave yourself back into your down dog. Take a stretch here. If you need to still paddle the feet, you can. Otherwise, press into the base of that index finger and the thumb. Spread the forefingers wide, not the thumb. And then draw the torso towards the tops of the thighs as you descend the heels towards the earth. They don't touch, no worries. And start to walk those feet forward, coming into your first forward fold. You can soften the knees here. You can bring the feet a little bit apart, just opening through the back body. A lot of core work today, but we need the back to be open as well. Half lift with an inhale. Extend the crown of the head forward. Bring the heart forward as well. Shift the weight to the balls of the feet. Maybe your fingertips on the earth or a block if you have a yoga block. If you're pressing on your shins, don't press, just fingers lightly there. You don't want to hyperextend the knees. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close your eyes. Root the feet, spread the toes. Ground the inner and outer heel. Draw the inner knees towards the pinky toes as your tailbone descends slightly. Draw the navel in, shoulders up, back and down. And then press up and back through the occipital ridge on the back of the head. And breathe. And from this point, set your intention for your practice, whatever it may be. Maybe today, because we're doing core, it is strength. So the intention would be, I am strong. Whatever your intention is, say it to yourself 3 times as if it's already happened. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, bring the arms down by the side. Open the eyes and let's get ready to flow. Inhale, the arms up overhead. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Lengthen the spine long. Step back to plank pose as you exhale. And vinyasa, keep it nice and strong. Cobra pose or upward facing inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Step the right foot to the top of the mat. Plant the fingers and inhale into your high crescent lunge. So for high crescent lunge, try to sink into that front knee. Take your hands to your hips and bend that back knee to feel your hip points come up. And then when those hip points come up, don't let them go anywhere. Start to lengthen back out that back leg. You want to keep those hip points tilted up. Inhale, your arms up overhead. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back, and vinyasa. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, left foot forward, coming up into your high crescent lunge with an inhale. Once again, sink into that front thigh, that front left thigh. Bring your hands to your hips. Bend that right knee, feel the hip points come up, and then straighten that right leg back out without letting those hip points come back down. And breathe. Plant the palms. Next time you exhale, step it back, and vinyasa. Cobra pose or upward facing inhale, downward dog, exhale. Look between your hands and step or hop gently to a forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Fold with the exhale. Chair pose, inhale. So drop the booty down. Drop the booty down. Spiral the biceps towards one another. And draw the belly in. Gaze is neutral, just about the horizon. And start to sink your hips lower. Sink your hips lower. All the way down. All the way down. Softly landing on your bum. Coming into a boat pose. So for the first one, yes, there's many. So for the first one, let's have our hands behind our thighs with the knees bent and that joint in our feet. And then draw the heart forward so your low back is not bending. Okay, keeping this in the belly. And then maybe you extend those arms long. Maybe you keep the hold. Take a big inhale and low boat on the exhale. And you're breathing. Those shoulders are off the earth. Your belly's drawn in, and then inhale back into your boat pose. Make sure that low back, there's no bend there. If you need the hands in your boat pose, absolutely use the hands. And then exhale to low boat. Inhale, Navasana, boat pose. Exhale, boat. Inhale up, cross the legs, step back to your plank pose, and vinyasa. Cobra pose. Or upward facing inhale, downward dog, exhale. Just breathe. Okay. And walk those feet towards the hands. Half lift with an inhale. Fold with the exhale, root, rise, inhale, arms up overhead, hands to heart center, exhale. All right, we're gonna do that again. Inhale the arms up overhead, chair pose. Inhale up, exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Half lift, inhale, step back to your plank pose, exhale, and vinyasa. Okay. Step the right foot forward, you're in high crescent lunge with the inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth, step it back, vinyasa. Downward dog, take a breath in and out. Step the left foot forward, high crescent lunge with an inhale. Plant the palms, exhale, vinyasa. Over pose or upward facing inhale, Downward dog, exhale. Look between your hands and step or float to a forward fold. Now half lift, inhale. Fold with the exhale, chair pose, inhale. Bring those arms up. I better back up a little bit or I'm gonna bump into my plant. All right, drop the booty down. You got the drill. Lower, 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 nice and gently into your boat pose. Okay. All right, nice long spine here. Again, use the hands in your Navasana boat pose if you need to. If you want to, come long. Take a big inhale. Low boat as you exhale. The shoulder blades are off the earth. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Now let's reverse it. Exhale up, inhale down. Exhale up, inhale down. Exhale up, cross the legs, step back into your plank pose and vinyasa. And take about 3 breaths here to catch your breath and also to root those palms again. Root the fingers, the base of the index fingers and thumbs into the earth. Start to walk the feet towards the hands, come into a forward fold. Half lift, inhale, fold with the exhale, root to rise all the way up. And inhale, hands to heart center and exhale. Let's take a couple breaths here. And open the eyes, circle the arms up with an inhale, exhale, forward fold. Half lift, inhale, step to your plank pose. As you exhale and hold here. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, Vashisthasana, right side. So right palm down, that wrist is underneath my shoulder, shoulder blades are against the back ribs, belly's in, okay? Now lift that left leg long, extend the right arm up overhead, take a big inhale, and crunch it in as you exhale. Here we go. Inhale, don't let those hips drop, and crunch it in. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch it in. Belly strong, and inhale, you've got 1 more in you. All right, inhale, left arm comes up, left leg stacks, back to your plank pose. Okay, right over to the other side. So you're gonna get to see the back view of this. Okay, so Vashisthasana, left side. Right arm's up, right foot is stacked, shoulder blades are against the back ribs. Okay, now lift that right foot up. Extend the right arm up and overhead. Inhale, and then crunch it in as you exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Keep the belly in. This is balance as well. 2 more. Crunch it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, lengthen. Stack the right foot. Bring the right arm up and over. Back to your Vashisthasana. Back to your downward dog. Now, if you need a child's pose instead of a downward dog to do some wrist circles, take it. We're here for 3 long breaths. Slide forward into your plank pose. And this time, you're going to come onto your elbows. Okay? So elbow plank. Shoulders are still back and down always. Keep the belly in, keep those hips up. This time you're gonna roll to your right side, draw the right arm in to the right shoulders over the right elbow, and lift the left arm up. All right, now we're gonna do some hip dips here. So lower the hip and then bring it up. Lower, and you're not hinging at the hips. You're keeping a nice surfboard plank in your body. Lower, up, lower, exhale up, inhale down, and exhale up. And then come back to center. Okay. Back to your plank pose. You've got this. Draw the belly in and roll to the other side. So left shoulder is over left elbow. Arm is up, right arm is up. Let's start those hip lowers. So lower the hip and then exhale up. Inhale, lower, exhale up. Inhale, lower, exhale up. Inhale, lower, exhale up. 1 more. Inhale, lower, exhale up, and then roll to that plank, and then lower down into a quick crocodile, stacking the palms,
resting the forehead on the back of the palms. If your low back needs a release, you can bend the knees, flex the feet, and do a couple windshield wipers. And then come back to your crocodile. All right, and then now draw those palms underneath the shoulders. Press yourself into a quick child's pose. And if it feels good to turn the palms up and pump the fists a few times just to release those wrists out, absolutely do that. And then turn the palms face down. Curl your toes under, and then downward dog. So work your way back into your downward dog. All right. And from here, let's release out some of those planks that we just did. So send the right leg long, press through the right heel as you press the hands into the mat, just to decompress the low back a little bit. And then lower that right leg. And then let's do the left side. Left leg's up. And press the right heel to the earth. Press through the left heel. Press the palms into the mat and forward. And then down. And then just hold. Come up behind the toes with an inhale. All fours as you exhale. And start to walk those knees forward. Cross the legs behind you. And work your way onto your back. Slow, maybe grabbing the backs of the thighs. Working your way down, using the belly to help you. And just grab your knees, hug your knees into your chest a little bit. Rock side to side a couple times. All right, and then just thaw our legs. So just thaw our legs. So I have my shins parallel to the earth. My knees are over my hips. So I'm not drawing my knees in. So they're right over the hips. So use your deep belly muscles here. And then inhale, bring your hands behind your head. And without moving your legs, you're going to inhale up. Left shoulder towards the right thigh, and then back to center, right shoulder towards the left thigh. Okay, press your belly to the earth. This is not easy, okay? The body wants to draw those knees in to make it a little easier. So when you lift and you do your little oblique crunch here, make sure that shoulder blade is coming off the earth. And you're not using your hands to pull into your head. You're resting your head on your hands, and your belly is doing all the work. 2 more each side. Right, left, right, and left. And then lower all the way down. Hug those knees into the chest and let that go. All right, from here, extend the legs long up and overhead. Inhale as you exhale. Look at the navel. Reach the hands forward. Hold, but don't hold your breath. Hold the navel in, and then exhale, lower down. Time to bring the hands behind the head. Inhale as you exhale, gaze up. Don't pull the head, so the head's just resting there. And then out. And then exhale, look up at the navel. Inhale, out. Do that 2 more times. Exhale, look at the navel. Inhale, out. Exhale, look at the navel. Inhale, out, draw the knees into the chest. All right, now interlace the fingers behind the head. Inhale, exhale, look up at the navel, send the right leg long, and hold, left knees in, and then left leg long, right knees in, hold, and now switch. 1 breath per posture. Inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale, switch, exhale, switch. Keep moving and keep breathing for sure. For 5, 4, 3, you got it, 2, 1. Draw both knees in, lower the head, hug the knees in. Let that go. Rock your head side to side a couple times just to release out the neck. All right, now let's do those waterfall legs once again. Interlace the fingers behind the head. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, gaze at the navel. Send the right leg long, right heel off the earth. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale the left down. Inhale the left up. Exhale the right down. Inhale right up. Exhale left down. Keep moving, keep breathing. Now, if you want to challenge yourself, you can most certainly do both legs at the same time. Exhale as you come up. Inhale down, keeping that float in the feet. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. 2 more, whatever you're doing, whether you're switching or you're doing both legs. Last one. And then bring those legs up, hug the knees into the chest, and let that go rock side to side. We've just got one more little thing while we're here on our back. All right, legs go long overhead. And we did this in the beginning of the class, so let's get one more in here. Interlace the fingers behind the head. Take a nice big inhale here. As you exhale, look up at the navel and keeping those ankles over the hips. Lift those hips up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Awesome job. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a much deserved hug. All right, and then let's do that roll like a ball, just like we did earlier into the class, all the way into an all fours position. Up you go, cross the legs, and walk those knees back into your all fours. And give yourself a couple of rounds of cat and cow here. And it would be really nice if it felt good to your wrists to turn the palms around while you did this, just to give them a little stretch. We did a lot of planking already, so this is just a nice stretch here. All right, and then turn those palms forward. And then walk yourself into your plank pose. Once again, pressing into the base of that index finger and thumb, spreading the fingers, and then pressing into all parts of the palm. Take your right knee in as you exhale to your right tricep, down to your wrist as you exhale. Inhale back up to your tricep, and then back into your plank. Inhale, exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, left knee, left wrist. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. And then back to your plank pose. Okay. Hold your plank. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, right knee to left tricep. Oh, this one's harder. And then exhale, left knee, or right knee, left wrist. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale down, back to your plank pose. Not easy, especially at this point in our practice. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, left knee to right tricep. Exhale, right wrist. Inhale, back up to the tricep. Exhale, back you go. Press it back into a downward dog and rest. Take big breaths in and out the nose. And then start to walk those hands towards the feet, coming into a forward fold at the back of your mat. All right, from here, find a bind. So interlace your hands behind your back and just give your arms a nice stretch here. They've been doing a lot of work. You can soften the knees here if you need to, by all means. And then soften the elbows, release the bind, bring the fingertips back to the earth and start to walk yourself right back into that downward dog. Give yourself a good stretch here. Start to walk the feet forward to the front of the mat, come into a forward fold. Half lift, inhale, fold with the exhale, root to rise all the way up. Then inhale, hands to heart center as you exhale. Take your hands to your hips, keeping your right foot at the front of the mat. Step your left foot back about 3 feet. For Parsvaktanasana, so Baddha Parsvaktanasana, take your hands behind, either grabbing opposite elbows. Okay, I'll show you what it looks like. Either grabbing opposite elbows or something nice to give the wrists a stretch is reverse prayer. But don't do this if this bothers your shoulders, okay? So that right foot is forward, left foot's back, heel toe the right foot to the right side of the mat. So make sure each foot is on its own side, left foot on left side of the mat, right foot on right side of the mat. So take a big inhale here, and as you exhale, start to hinge forward into your bound pyramid pose. Okay, come to your degree. Pay attention to those restless shoulders. You might not be able to go in as far when you have that bind, but it's a nice stretch for the hamstrings and the wrists and arms and shoulders. And then slowly come up, pressing the right foot forward, left foot back, just to maintain your balance, and then step forward, okay? Keeping the bind if you can. Let's do the other side. So stepping the right foot back about 3 feet, heel toe the left foot to the left side of the mat, making sure the right foot's on the right side of the mat. Inhale, and as you exhale, fold into your Baddha Parsvaktanasana, bound pyramid pose. You're breathing. Both sets of toes are facing forward. The hips are forward. You root into the feet once again. Come all the way up. Step forward. Slowly release that bind. You can do some wrist circles on your way up to hands to heart center. Just take a couple breaths here. In and out the nose. Circle the arms up with an inhale and take that left foot and step it to the back of the mat, coming into five-pointed star. Toes are pointed forward, right? Hips are pressing forward. Arms are nice and long, extending through the fingertips, reaching out the crown of the head. Take a big inhale, and then as you exhale, start to hinge at the hips, coming to your degree. Maybe you just plant the palms and keep a half lift here, not enough. Or maybe you draw yourself in. You can grab opposite elbows here, just giving yourself a stretch. Make sure you're shifting the weight slightly to the balls of the feet so those hips come up and over the ankles. And breathe. All right, wherever you are, plant the palms, come to a half lift, turn to the front of your mat, and then step back to a downward dog. From downward dog, we're going to take a couple breaths here. If you are a seasoned yogi and you have a very strong tripod headstand and you can keep yourself safe, you can go ahead and do that now. But if you do not have a strong headstand, you're going to come into Dolphin Pose from here by lowering the right elbow to the earth and then the left elbow to the earth. So Dolphin Pose, my gaze is between my ankles, forearms are pressing into the earth, and then you can start to walk those feet in, keeping your head in alignment with that drishti, that gaze between the ankles. All right, from here, take a breath. You can stay here or you can extend that right leg long. Press through the right heel. Draw those shoulder blades against the back ribs. Belly is in. Lowering the right foot. And then extend the left leg up. Press through the left heel. Once again, check in with the shoulders, the shoulder blades. Belly's in. And then all the way down, holding your dolphin for 3, 2, 1. If you're doing tripod headstand, slowly come down. If you're in dolphin, lower those knees to the earth and then press your self back into a modified hero's bow. Forehead to the earth, arms down by your side. Give your arms a little break here. All right, press the palms, press yourself up into a seated position. And from your seated position, start to walk yourself forward all the way down onto your belly. Chin on the earth, arms down by your side. Okay, hopefully you can hear me with my mic. All right, from here, Salabhasana pose. So we worked the core a great deal today. Now we're going to work the core, the back core muscles, the erector spinae that run along the spine. So as you inhale, exhale, and then inhale, lift the chest, lift the head, and lift the feet, pressing the palms into the earth. So the palms are down, the feet are lifted, toes point backward, gaze forward. Use those back muscles to pull you up. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, chin lowers, legs lower, feet lower. Next time you inhale, chest comes up. This time the palms come up. They can face each other, but press the feet into the earth. And use those back muscles once again to pull yourself up. Take a big inhale. You're breathing the whole time. Don't hold your breath. Exhale, lower the chin to the earth. Now this time, everything's going to come up. So inhale, raise the chest, chin, legs, hands, palms. And you're breathing at the same time. Shoulders back and down. And then start to bring those arms forward. And then lower the left palm and the right leg. And then bring it up and lower the right palm and left leg. Bring it up
left leg, arm, and right leg. I always get confused with this one. Lift up, and then right palm down, left leg. And then just switch a couple times. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Crocodile pose. Let that go. And it feels good sometimes just to bend those knees and sashay the feet side to side in your crocodile. And then lower the feet to the earth. Press yourself up and back into a child's pose to further release the back out. And start to walk those palms back. Bring the feet out to the left, lower your bum to the earth, and find your blocks. Lolasana on blocks. So Lolasana is all core. So you come and sit on your heels, have your blocks by your hips. You know, not far back. You want them right next to your hips, palms face down. So I'm going to show you what this looks like from the front and the back. My shoulders are back and down. I'm going to lean forward and cross my left ankle over my right. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So I crossed over, okay? Pressing into the blocks with your palms. So you're going to lift the knees. And then if all goes well, and if you don't get up, it's okay. Lift the knees and then work on lifting the feet. And hold, use the belly. You might cramp a little bit, like my back of my hamstrings cramping. So that's very normal. Just come down if you need to and go for it again. Lift the knees, draw the belly in strong and lift. And then lower down, shift forward and then switch. Now the right ankle's on top. Notice which one is harder, with the right ankle on top or the left ankle on top. So once again, press the palms into the blocks, okay? Shoulders back and down, belly draws in, lift the knees up and then lift up into your low lunge and lift. Lift, see what you can do, and then lower down. And on your own, go ahead and try that one more time. Press the palms into the blocks, lift your knees up, and then lift those ankles up. Woo! And inhale, and then as you exhale, lower down. Now comes the real challenge. No crossing ankles. This one's tough. Palms into the blocks, bellies in, shoulders back and down. Grow tall out of that low back. Lift the knees up, and then lift both feet. See, this is not happening. There we go. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I made it to about 3. All right. Now, if those toes are cramping, just curl them under and give yourself a quick toe squat here. Even if they're not cramping, it's just good for your toes. And breathe. All right, take those blocks, just place them off to the side for now. Shift your weight forward into an all-fours position. And go ahead and draw that right leg forward into lizard position. So both palms are on the inside of the right foot, and then heel toe your right foot just a little over to the right. Okay, you can stay here, just stretching the front of that left hip. But if it's in your practice, bend the left knee, reach the right hand behind, and find your right hand on your left foot. Just give yourself a little stretch here. Release. From here, just press back to a quick half split to rebound. Long right leg, curl the right toes back, and keep a half lift in the spine so you're not really just folding in, you're just giving that hamstring a little break. All right, and then shift forward, bring that right knee back into your all-fours position. And then bring the left foot forward for lizard, both hands on the inside of the left foot. Okay, you can stay here with long arms, just stretching the front of the right hip. If you want a little bit more, bend that right knee this time. And then reach the left hand behind and stretch. Feels so good after that practice. And just breathe in and out the nose. All right, and release that foot nice and slow. Half split. Just for the rebound, curling the left toes towards the face, keeping a half lift, so long spine here, we're not folding in.
And shift forward, come back into that all fours position. And then start to walk the knees forward, cross the ankles, and then bring yourself down onto your bum, stretching the legs long. All right, coming into staff pose. So shift the weight side to side, make sure the sit bones are rooted. Maybe get a little flex of the toes towards the face, and then press the palms in, almost like you're gonna lift your bum off the earth. Shoulders are back and down, shoulders over hips, crown of the head over the shoulders. Nice long legs, as long as you can get them. Breathing in and out the nose. And then inhale the arms up overhead. Hachimotonasana, seated forward bend as you exhale. That's it, all the way down. And just breathe, take a few cycles of breath. You can make this more active if you want to pull into the feet and draw yourself in. Just go to your edge, your personal edge, and you're breathing. And lengthen spine long, plant the palms, start to walk yourself all the way up. Shift the weight back, bend the knees, give yourself a good hug here. Lengthen the spine long. And then making sure your bum's about the middle of the mat. So we're gonna go down onto our backs now. So start to bring yourself back, draw those knees in with you. All right, and let's get a little twist here, keeping the knees in. Bring the arms out into a T and just let the knees drop to the left. Gaze can be up or gaze can be right. Slowly lower that right hip to the earth, drawing the knees in. And then let the knees drop to the right side. Gaze can be up or gaze can be towards that left thumb. And then lower that left hip to the earth, hug the knees into the chest. If a happy baby feels good at this point, go ahead, hands to the inside or outside of the feet, drawing the tops of the thighs towards the earth. Slightly tuck your chin to lengthen the back of the neck as you softly draw the sacrum towards the earth. And then release, knees to chest. And finally, Shavasana pose. Let your body go long. Let those feet flop out to the side. Allow every part of your body to be heavy against the earth, allowing your practice to take effect. Feel the feet, the legs, lower and upper legs, the knees. Feel the hips. Feel the whole lower body sinking heavy into the earth. And from the hips, breathe softness and heaviness into the low back, middle back, upper back, and shoulders. Belly sinks. Heart softly opens, heart center. The arms are heavy. Swallow to relax the jaw. The whole head sinks heavy into the earth. Take a big inhale. And let it go as you exhale out the mouth. And rest. Now you can stay here as long as you want to stay, but when you're ready, start to make those little movements with the fingers and toes, circling the wrists and ankles. And stretching your body long with an inhale, point the fingers, point the toes. And exhale, walk the knees to the chest. Give yourself a hug. And then roll into a fetal position. Take a couple sips of relaxation here in fetal pose, saying goodbye to the practice. Stepping out of corpse pose, dead man's pose, into the fetal position, born in your life off the mat. Something has always changed, though, from that yoga practice that you just completed. Maybe you feel what it is in your body, your mind, or your soul, or maybe you don't feel it yet, and that's okay. Something always changes. Then gently pressing that right palm into the earth, bringing yourself all the way up to a seated position. Just root the sitting bones, find your palms face down if you want to ground or to receive. And be humble, for you are made of the earth, and be noble, for you are made of the stars. Bringing your hands to heart center, thumbs at the sternum. Seal the practice. Embody your grace, your humility, your nobility. Much gratitude, much light, much love to you. Namaste.